Hey there guys, this is Justin at the Survivor Review. Today I have two trailers I want to talk about. They have just been recently released. First one is Iron Man 3, which was just released yesterday. And the other one is for the Evil Dead remake, which this trailer was just released today, and this footage was shown at New York Comic Con a few weeks ago and has been leaked online. And I had seen it before then. And I wanted to do a video on that, but I just didn't have the time, and with horror movie reviews, the Hitchhiker's Mom, Sam's Game pickups and stuff like that, I just felt it to be really crowded with throwing in this video. And then they released the Iron Man 3 trailer, and I'm like, I want to review that too. And then, so since both of them have been, since the Evil Dead one's been officially released, I decided, what the heck, I'll just do both of them in one video. So we'll start out with the one that I feel like I can talk less about, which is Iron Man 3. So we'll start with that one, and if you just want to see the Evil Dead one, just skip to this point. Right there. And, yeah. So now, on to Iron Man 3. The trailer is surprisingly dark. When you think of Iron Man, you think of just Robert Downey Jr., having all these jokes and stuff, all this great comedy, but the trailer is devoid of all humor. Extremely serious. So, it is a teaser trailer, so there's not a whole lot, but, you see a lot. But there's not a whole lot to give away with the plot, which I heard is following the Extremist storyline, which, honestly, I don't know much about that. I wish I'd have actually thinking about reading the comic storyline. But there's a lot of stuff, where, he can control the suit. There was one scene where the piece, his arm, hand piece is on the table, and he just almost summons it and just goes onto his hand. And there's shots in there where you see the suit acting by itself, which is really interesting. One that people are speculating might be a dream sequence with him and with Tony Stark and Pepper Potts laying in bed next to each other, and she starts to get up close to Tony, and all of a sudden the Iron Man armor comes and takes her to her side. That was interesting. But there's just a lot of crazy stuff. This movie looks like it's going to be really epic. A really great epic third installment. It already looks better than Iron Man 2, even though it is only a trailer, but Iron Man 2 just felt way too, polished. You didn't feel like there's a whole lot of apparel, a lot of people, stuff like that going on. It didn't really feel like that. But this one, there's a lot. And you can tell because they have the whole ending with his mansion, his house at the end of that cliff, getting completely blown up, and all his armor getting destroyed. So you can tell he's really down. And a lot of people are comparing this to Dark Knight Rises, where it's another really dark movie. I can kind of see where they're coming from. Not the fact that it's a darker movie. There's a comic movie that's dark. I'm not gonna compare it to Dark Knight or any Christopher Nolan Batman films. But this one, it does seem like that in the middle of the movie, everything for Tony's gonna be destroyed and taken away, and then he's gonna have to fight back and slowly kind of rise up to fight the bad guy towards the end. And that is pretty similar to the plot of Dark Knight Rises. So it does seem a little bit similar to that. But besides that, there's a lot of great shots in here. You got the Iron Patriot, which is essentially, I think it's in the movie, and I know in the comics it's different. And actually, the person who uses the Iron Patriot is Norman Osborn in the comics. But in the movie here, I think they're taking the War Machine armor and converting it to that. But it's all just red, white, and blue, mostly. That's what the costume is. So it's a patriotic, costume. It looked nice standing next to Captain America. That really looked nice. And you see some brief clips of the villain, who's the Mandarin. I think that's what it's called. Except I'm honestly not too big when it comes to when it comes to Iron Man comics. It's never been my thing. And he's actually being played by Ben Kingsley. So, and you hear him talk, and just the lines he gets are actually pretty good lines. And some people are complaining about his accent. I don't mind it. So he looks like he's gonna be a crazy villain, much more than going back to Iron Man 2, than Mickey Rourke as Whiplash, or even the Justin Hammer character. He feels like he's gonna be a bigger, villain. He's really kind of again, kind of like Bane, where he just you know he's just gonna destroy Iron Man. You just know it. And so that's the first one to not be directed by Jon Favreau. It's actually being directed by Shane Black, who's mostly written movies. He's acted in Predator, and he's written movies like Lethal Weapon. So people were skeptical on that, but just by the way this movie looks, it doesn't look like that's gonna be a problem. It just shows that this is gonna be a crazy start to the Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it looks like it could be almost like how Iron Man 1 is a great start to the Phase 1, you know? So this looks like it's going to be even greater start to Phase 2, because it looks like just a ton of stuff's going to happen in this movie. And you watch it and you feel like it's going to be an epic movie. So it's definitely one that I've been excited for, because I'm excited for the movie because it's Iron Man and I like that. But this trailer really helped elevate it even more, to where I'm like, I'm extremely hyped for this movie. And the new Iron Man armor, which they revealed at Comic-Con, and it looks alright, but honestly, like now on screen, it looks much better. Like, you see it in person, it's like, there's a lot of like gold on it. It's mostly gold with like kind of like red in there, and it looked iffy, but seeing it in action and stuff like that, actually it really looks cool, and it's just another thing to help get me hyped for this movie. So, that's the Iron Man 3 trailer. A really good trailer. And now we're going to go to another trailer, which is a much more controversial film for horror fans. It's the Evil Dead remake. And I'm a big Evil Dead fan. Me and Sam both are. You'll see in a later Halloween video we're posting. You'll see us kind of mention Evil Dead and how we love Evil Dead. So, obviously, first hearing about the remake, I'm like, why? It's pointless. And my biggest problems with the remake is, well, no Bruce Campbell, and luckily there's no Ash. I mean, you say that's not, I mean, Ash kind of makes Evil Dead, but I'd rather have there be no Ash and have a new actor to play Ash. That would be terrible. So I'm okay with that. I've kind of gotten over that. And the thing I was always most skeptical about is the fact that Evil Dead movies have such a distinct style, you know? I mean, if the whole crew was involved in the Evil Dead movie, all the same crew, same actors, everything, but Sam Raimi, the movie would still be different because of his distinct style. So that's my biggest problem, just that it's not Sam Raimi directing. It's not even going to feel like Evil Dead. And with the new trailer coming out, I'll be honest with you, this kind of, from what it looks like from the trailer, it's kind of true. It really does not feel like Evil Dead. But as a movie on its own, it actually looks pretty good. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's a movie. I know I'll be seeing it right away just because I'm a fan of the franchise and I kind of have to, but I'll be more interested in seeing it as a movie. Like, because the movie, it's going to be really gory. I mean, that trailer, it's a Red Band trailer. It's really gory. So, at least they're not holding back on that, which I'm happy for. And the plot, there's a ton of unknown actors. It's kind of similar, it's like the first film, where it's much more darker. There's no comedy at all in the Evil Dead remake. So some fans who really love Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness might be a little put off by that, because it's really dark and really serious. And so the plot is mostly just the kids and teenagers go to a cabin in the woods. There's probably much more to it, like they're trying to set up an intervention for a person who's like a drug addict. That's what I've heard, but it sounds stupid. Honestly, it sounds stupid. But the trailer looks really actually pretty creepy, honestly. The new director they got for this, he's doing a pretty good job with it, because I think it's his first movie. Like, Sam Raimi actually handpicked him. So, you know, his directing probably won't be too bad when it comes to that kind of stuff, but so the trailer, even though it doesn't really feel like Evil Dead, it has a really great atmosphere to it, and has some creepy moments. There's a lot of Evil Dead-ish moments. Like in Evil Dead 2, where Ash's hand, starts acting up, that looks like it's going to happen in this one with this girl, and her whole arm is just all, like, screwed up. She takes, like, I don't know what it is, and she goes to cut it off, and you see, like, kind of blood splash out of her face, which looks cool. And the craziest part is after the end of the trailer with this girl, she's taking a knife, and she starts cutting her tongue in half. It looks disgusting, but as a horror fan, it looks like a cool movie. But it's just You got the tree rape is actually going to be in this movie again. Just saying, Evil Dead fans out there. And as a trailer, like I said, as a movie, it looks really good. It looks like a cool, fun, gory, really gory horror movie. Which I'll probably enjoy, but as Evil Dead, since you don't got Sam Raimi, you don't have Bruce Campbell, does not feel like Evil Dead. Because, I don't know, it just doesn't have this, kind of has not as much like a modern horror movie feel to it, not as much. Not as bad as Texas Chainsaw 3D, but it just doesn't, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, it doesn't have the same feel, so it feels different. But as a movie, it looks pretty cool. And so the Evil Dead Remake trailer, as a movie, looks really cool, but just can't say it has that Evil Dead feel to it, but it's something I might be looking forward to if I start to see more stuff on it that looks interesting. So yeah, those are the 2 recent trailers that came out. Good, for the most part, pretty good trailers. And yeah, just what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for Evil Dead? Do you hate Evil Dead? I wouldn't be surprised if you do, because I at first wasn't at all. So yeah, just comment what you think, and about it. Talk to you guys later.